let go, so that it's never busted. And as you let go, you can lean into the side. See how you don't do it here muscularly. All you think about is expulsing pressurized air, and the body will kick in. Yes, we do this naturally when we sneeze. When you sneeze, your body will kick in. That is the initiation of the sound. Yes.
And I can't feel.
Good, good. Okay, and then once we initiate, we sustain. But never here. Hey! Ha! 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 The initiation is just like you say, hey! Hey! Ha! 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 Yes, good, good. So this idea of releasing sound is making sure we're singing sul fiato. There needs to be a level of pressure to initiate vibration in the chorus. But that's it. Most of us do this muscularly. Because we want to manipulate the sound, or we want to make a pretty sound, and it's the opposite. The prettiness will come, but the sound, operatic sound, is animalistic. It's like a monkey hooing. It's very animalistic, it's very released. It's the male primitive sound. So don't think pretty, think release it all. Yes. And as we ascend,
I can't feel tension.
Good, good. That's the way. That is the way. So one of the first things that I like to do before even making a sound,
Yes.
is stretching and working the body. Okay? Because the body is the instrument just as much as this. One of the first things I like to do is to stretch intercostals. Okay. One leg forward like this, and we're going to stretch one side of the intercostals. Okay? Make sure that here is the stretch. Okay? Take out all your breath. And now breathe in, really expanding this. Yeah, really feeling that. And the more curvature you have, the more of that stretch you're going to feel. Good. So the idea is feeling this when we breathe. That expansion. Okay? We want that expansion there. Yeah. It's going to feel quite thoracic, quite high. Yes. Good. So first is the expansion. Once we have the expansion here, this will allow the diaphragm to descend deep. If we don't expand here, the intercostals, the diaphragm doesn't descend as deep. So the expansion, the deep breath, this is when our belly is going to inflate. And once that's there, as we sing, we engage the appoggio. Not before. A lot of people, for some reason, do it before.
High notes.
The thing is, when you do before, you already have subglottic pressure built up. So it's already there, which I don't like very much. Okay? It could work in certain declamatory phrases in the music. Vittorio.
Vittorio.
Declamatory. Yeah. Because you're already there. But in 90% of singing, bel canto, I don't like that sensation. I like to do it simultaneous as I sing. So expansion. But before, already putting pressure here before you sing, puts a lot of subglottic pressure. Okay? Before I also like to say, I need to stretch the bottom side of the body. Not too tense. I feel like also the sound is going to be very tense. One leg forward here, and one leg back, and the stretch is this. Stretch this part of hamstring, yes. Get that nice stretch here, very deep. It should burn a little, yes, very good. And now both at the same time. Yes. Yes. We have so much tension in our body, and we don't sometimes know, but subconsciously that translates into the sound.
Yes.
And we're going to come to one side. And stretch again, and on the other side. For 10. 10, 9, 8, 7. And it's feeling that, yes, this hamstring here. Right. The closer you put it to your body, even the better.
Okay.
Yes. And it's almost like I'm kicking out, but my hand is stopping me from kicking.
Okay.
So I can really feel that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 10 seconds there as well. 10, 9, 8, shake it off. Okay. Some nice little squats just to get the knees nice and flexible. Okay. If we're tense, it's going to be here. It's cold. So before I even go out to a show, I do the stretching. We're going out for a little jog to get the body ready. This, funny enough, makes a huge difference to when we sing, because everything is more fluid. It's like a mechanism that is stuck compared to a mechanism that is all the gears are moving very fluidly. The air is going in and out very naturally, almost by itself. You don't have to think about it. Taking a deep breath. Yes. Good, right? And this will engage more naturally without any manipulation from our part. So always think about also warming up the body just as much as the voice. It's very important. Now that we have the body a little bit stretched, a little bit warmed up, usually I would take a little bit more time, but it's fine. A very easy yawn, inhalation, that breath of surprise. Honest yawn. That's the quality of sound. What we're focusing on this, right? What we're focusing on with this exercise is opening the throat, which will, as a consequence, lower the larynx, lift the soft palate, and suspending that position. That's all this exercise is. So we don't do and the larynx goes up again and we close the throat. No, we open. That's step one. And step two is we maintain as we sigh, which is what we do when we yawn normally. We maintain that open throat position. Good. That is created when we open throat. We really want to focus on maintaining that in this exercise. So never thinking we're going high, or the high note is up. It's inside that yawn position. It's deeper in there. Back, behind you. thinking about it, I have this horrible straw that's destroyed. But another good way to think about it is, if you have a straw, hopefully with a smaller hole than this one, this is too big. But if you're sucking through it, if you're inhaling through the straw, you get that same sensation. Ooh, or like you're smoking a cigarette. Hopefully you don't smoke cigarettes, but ooh, you have that open. That's the ooh valvula, right? And we need to sing the vowels in that position, even if it's an ah. Oh! Maintaining that as well. If you smile, and I want you to feel the difference between going I-O with a high larynx. I-O, high larynx. Try it. Yeah. That has a lot of buzz. It should have buzz. The position though that we need to have is keep the buzz, keep the squeal, the laser focus of the vowel, but in the open throat position, in the uvava. And this will show you that, like, you know, as opera singers, we need to be more like ventriloquists. It's a laryngeal position. The mouth has nothing to do with it. It has to be all in the same vowel position, the same open throat position.
And you made this about this. Think about palate.
It's finding the height.
You don't think.
I think depth, profundity. Like if you're smelling a delicious piece of food and you're suspending that sensation. That's yeah. And so the exercise that we were just doing, it's about this. Because if we can sigh in the low laryngeal position, in the open throat position, then it's the first step into, as we ascend, to be able to tilt naturally. If we sing with a high larynx, it means we're not singing with an open throat position. Without an open throat, we also don't have access to the resonating chambers of the voice. This is something Maestro Fisichella was very clear to me about. The open throat is the on button for the voice. If we don't do that, or if at some point while we're singing we close, that's it. We have no more overtones, we cannot access the resonating chambers. There's 5 resonating chambers: chest, larynx, pharyngeal resonance, mascara, and occipital. In order to have them always resonating and active, we have to always build in a habit automatically singing with this open sound. And so that's why I like to isolate this very, very, very much. It's like singing with full voice. It's just missing chord closure. Try it. Yes. It's the same thing as but that has chord closure. If I take out the chord closure, everything is exactly the same, but it's like this. Keep it breathy. I can go on singing. Even more breathy. Aspirate for me. flexibility, gentleness, will never do the trick. It's always this cry into the sound. My God! They stole my wallet! That sound can be, even though it has no chord closure, because it's released. Almost aspirated in that open throat position. It can be quite loud, even without chord closure. I'm never going to ask you to go up on stage and sing with your chords open. No, never. But it's good to be able to do it. To be able to just isolate this, okay? The higher we get. Good. This is much more falsetto-y. I like that we have this quality in the voice. Falsetto is very important. But for this exercise, don't switch to falsetto for me. It's very much like a Fantastic. Switch. When we engage the cricothyroid muscle, it stretches the chords thin. We do this naturally when we do falsetto. That's why I do like to teach falsetto with an open throat position. Not just falsetto, but almost like a soprano. Because it's very, very close to how it should be when we sing with full voice. Good.
What is what? This is what I made. Now, I made not falsetto, I made not chord closure.
You did put chord closure into it. So you went, That's correct. When you start to put chord closure, minimal chord closure, in the posture of falsetto, keeping the open throat, it becomes very easy. And you can develop the sound. You are singing in the falsetto posture with the cricothyroid activated, stretching the chords thin, but in full voice. Concept. Falsetto. Because you have a great falsetto. Use that little crack to initiate full voice. That sort of crying sensation, this laryngeal crack that we talk about, when it's done gently. And then sigh out of it. So we're always in a gentle place. I want you to find a way to connect to your full sound without grabbing muscularity. And falsetto workouts will help. Falsetto tools. Give me a nice ooh vowel in falsetto. Open throat, okay? Good. Feel where that falsetto is. Take a breath. And with a vocal fry, initiate minimal chord closure, and as you ascend right back up, remember where that falsetto posture is. It's going to be very sibilant, but it's going to be connected, and it shouldn't be too tense. take that sound. Was it easy?
Easy.
Very easy.
But I tried this, mate, but I think it's so light.
You can develop, all you have to do to that sound is continue to feed it engagement. Engage in the appoggio and you can feed it a lot of sound and it will get gradually stronger and more volumes. Take that exact closure and you take it up as well without adding. Sliding is always very important. It's always the stretch, right? For me, sliding from low note to the high note is the most important thing. Just like you would stretch a muscle, you're sliding. And it will also show you where perhaps you're doing something wrong when you slide correctly. It's going to feel internally, I want you to have this image of this little thin piece of rubber. Very thin. It's very thin. The problem is that you either disconnect or you keep the connection thick. You know when the connection is there. That's connected, but it has to thin. It's there always. You lost it.
Thin is
very thin.
okay.
It's very thin. And if you can be a master over this, if you can dominion this, have dominion over how thin and just how minimal you can have this connection to the full sound, you will be free as not just as a singer, but as an artist, to do whatever you want to do, musically, dynamically, in the high range. To nothing. And up. Good. This is a good spot. If you're in this bubble that I like to call, this bubble of dynamics. If we burst the bubble by attacking a note in a forceful, muscular, tense way, there's no way of returning. It's very difficult to return. I don't really know what to do with that. I can't go back to piano. I can't. Stop. Yeah. But if we start this way, we're in this bubble, a bubble of buoyancy, flexibility, where we can give, we can take back. And it's all, again, comes back to this feeling of this cry, this song, which is very much head voice. It's very much in this dominion quality of this yawn, this sigh. Maintaining that quality in the sound always. Too much. Speak is laryngeal. It's like a baby crying. And you're no longer grunting. More head voice. More of this yawn quality into it. That's more like it. Yes. Initiate your sound always in that quality, and then you can grow it. But you have to land the plane and then take off. Use that laryngeal freedom, the larynx going up and down the switching The key, I think, to finding your vocal freedom will be with this laryngeal, allowing the larynx to be very free and wild. Okay? We're going to do some yodeling. In order to do this, we need to allow the sound to go to falsetto and abruptly switch to the chest register. This will make the larynx jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down. It's going to sound, the sound won't be pretty, but the idea is the sensation of release, of laryngeal freedom. That's a crowd. If you can do this quickly and have dominion over this, and then let it go. No, you're starting in chest. Start in falsetto. Starting in falsetto, going to full voice. Yes. And now, racking into full voice. Yeah. And allow the larynx to be free. Good. As long as it's in a sighful attack, gentle, with the open throat, it's going to seem, or should feel, like these little massages in here. It's about really releasing that sound. Don't manipulate it. Let it all go. Oh my God. Good. Okay. Now, I always say this. If a sigh is the way that we need to sing in, right? We should feel the sensation of a sigh, but a sigh doesn't have chord closure. That doesn't have chord closure. A moan is the same thing as a sigh, but with chord closure. So when we sing, we should be thinking like we're moaning pleasurably in an open throat position. Yes. Allow air to escape and then close. Oh my God. Yeah. Good, good. Now we need to utilize this sound, this quality of sound, which is more liberated, more released, and suspend it, sustaining into a note. Yes. Yes. Here's your apology. So, this, relax. First, relax almost. Take out all your breath. Yes. Take a nice deep breath, expanding this. You can expand this more. Yeah. Don't flex anything here. Just take a, get rid of the air. Expand here. Okay? And now, an H. Aha! 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 Yeah! Aha! Careful. You had it right, and then you went back to doing it muscularly. I think what you've been doing is, first of all, I see some rigidity here. I don't know if someone taught you.
Tension.
Yeah, I don't know if someone taught you to force or flex it. This is all.
I have a few at the lean.
Yeah.
I made these lean. I try these down.
It's much more natural.
Okay.
Salvatore says you breathe like when you sleep, or like when you speak. It's just a much deeper breath, but it's the same idea. You expand.
Deeper here or deeper here?
It's just deep. It's an expansion. That's it. You're gonna feel your belly because the lungs are being full. Come a little bit, but it's just a deep breath. So what I mean by deep is not this. That's not deep, but that's deep. Okay? And now that we have our air in the lungs, we need to make the thought of initiating a pressurized amount of air. Just like when we aspirate. With an open throat. With an open throat. That should be the first thing. It should be with our inhalation. And when we do that, but through a narrow opening, the body So, good. So this is very buoyant. Even the appoggio is not rigid. This should be very buoyant, like a piece of rubber. You see how it's up and down? It's very squishy. It shouldn't be
Elastic.
down like this. If I do
Elastic.
this, what happens?
Is that?
Impossible. I'm flexing my abs. No way. Let it go. The appoggio will come like almost a trampoline. You can even bend your knees and feel that. Same eye sensation. Aha! Aha! Yes! Aha! And the sound is 3 times louder. Aha! Yes! Yes! And just relaxing to that. Always. Aha! 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 Good. Good. And the sound is much louder than before, which was when we manipulated here, it's not going to work. It's much more basic, primitive. Like you're calling out to someone. Hey! Hey! And that won't cost me. Yes. Now, let's talk about another thing. Vowels. Right? So we have rule number 1. Gola aperta. Open throat. That has to be there all the time. We inhale, we open the throat. We exhale, we maintain the throat. That's also a good exercise to remember that. Even as you exhale, keeping that throat, that open throat. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Good. Now, be very, very careful. Opening the throat and maintaining the throat is not the same as lowering your larynx.
Okay.
People are obsessed with the concept of lowering the larynx. Lowering the larynx is a consequence of opening the throat. It's like me saying, if I flex my bicep, my forearm will come up. I don't think my forearm will come up. I think if I flex the bicep, the arm will come up. If you open the throat, the larynx will lower. But if you think, I have to lower the larynx, you're going to again engage muscularly. This is again why the spadiglio, the yawn, is a good way to understand the sensation of opening the throat and then suspend that. That's it. It's not about muscularly maintaining that position, but just suspending it. Like if time stopped and you're suspended. That's it. Yeah, exactly. So if you ever feel like, oh God, my larynx is getting tight, you're probably now doing something muscular to bring your larynx down. Forget about the lowering of the larynx. It will lower if you can maintain the open throat, okay? The next step, vowel, clarity. Not which is more nasal. So, because opening the throat, by nature, creates space, and that space darkens the sound. It's darker. The vowel, which comes from chord closure, needs to be the opposite. It cannot be dark. It has to be bright, squillante. So the open throat is the scuro, the vowel is the chiaro. Che cosa fa il ragazzo? Tutto bene? But in an open throat position. Che cosa fa il ragazzo? Tutto bene? So when we have both, we have a balance in the sound. So let's find a very clear squillante sound. Okay, a vowel. Don't worry about the larynx. Che cosa fai? Thank you. Give me a smile. Put it in there. Good. Keep that. Even though it's a high larynx for now. Good. Okay. Now to that sound, keep the vowel exactly where it is. Just open the door. Okay. This is the first passaggio for tenors. This is a B flat below middle C. Any notes below this can be very close to parlando, to speak. Very close. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't have open throat position, but it means that we don't need to be as spacious. We should always have an open throat, but it can be very close to how we speak. That's why Pavarotti, for example, had a beautiful speak-like quality down there. Nessun dorma. It wasn't that. It can be very bright from there lower. Okay, try it. There's no point. Squillo to the sound. But if I spoke like this a little bit more, or if I speak like an Italian, ciao, come sta Andrzej? Tutto bene, sì? It has more of this focus in the sound, without adding any extra tension. And so that's the sound that I want to focus, but in the open throat section. And it's also a seesaw. You know what a seesaw is?
No, boat in the sea.
Okay, or like a boat in the sea. If we want more vowel clarity, we need to give it more profound, more depth. And if we want more depth, we need to give it more vowel clarity to always maintain these chiaroscuro vowels. If not, we're going to either sound like ah or ooh. If you want more profound, more deepness, more yawn, you have to also give it more vowel. If you want more vowel, you have to give it more deepness. So you always have the balance, the right balance always. Okay? Keeping this vowel clear.
Falsetto. Yes, and I understand, but I must this naturally my musicality take in my voice.
Yes, and you also have to have the ability to grow loud and back as well.
Yes.
So you can always grow and come back. If you just stay in falsetto, then people will say, well, he's barking his voice. The idea to be expressive is to give colors in the voice, and colors come from dynamic. And this is what we're working on right now. But it needs to come from a place of releasing the sound. And this is what I mean. Throw out the sound. So it comes from this, from the it's more exciting too. I don't think about this doesn't sound pretty. It's going to be exciting because it's coming from a primitive animalistic place, a quality in the sound. It needs to be released. Oh my God! Just like when we sigh is a release sound. When we yawn or when we moan, but doing it in the open throat position. Is a moan. Do that in the open throat. And you're more closer to a released operatic sound. Allowing the sound to flow. The sound tilts, covers.
Now
by
it's
itself.
Now it's covered?
Yes. Sorry. Again. now what I want to do now is continue to go in this loop. As much as you can, and never hold the note.
Okay.
So it's also a mental thing. Words have a very strong power, I've realized. If I think about holding a note, I start thinking about holding something, which is muscular. The sound needs to always be kinetic. It needs to be always energized, moving, so you're never...
This is.
It's controlling the uncontrollable. And that's what I mean by releasing, animalistic, letting it go. Even if you crack, that's fine. Sorry. Okay. Always, give it.
This is good chord closure?
Yes.
It's correct.
Very free. Yes. Very good. Allow it that minimal amount of chord closure. With continuous liberation and almost like it's fluttering. And letting it go. Hey! Exactly. But even relax when you're going down. Very important for tenors. Because we're always used to going up, high note. And then when we go down, who cares? Keep it going as you go down.
Engagement.
Yeah. It's keeping the sound spinning. Keeping the air constantly flowing. Aspiration. Through a narrow opening. To just feel that appoggio kicking in initiating that sound. Like a hiccup. But outwards. Good. And so we're starting to get relaxed into that. This is what I mean by this squeak-like sound. This baby crying sound. This cry. This is the life for the high tenor, for the high range of a tenor. It needs to be this quality of sound. As long as the throat, gola, is open, and we have this quality of the sound, which is a stretched, thin chord position, we're going to be good. It's not going to cost us as much. You're like in a trampoline.
You have, but I think I don't have.
You have it, yes. Yes. And so, when we go the ha into that sound, yes, that's the word. You see how that works?
Yes.
Yes. And now sustain. It's 1 second. But when we sing, it never happens like this. It happens like a lead, very slow. So, You see how that's a lead into it? There's our poetry right there. Let's try it. Yeah. And so again, don't do anything. If your mind is thinking, push out, don't.
No.
I just think
fast.
sound, and the body will go. Do the same thing now with just air. That's what it should feel like. You just but with that air going through a narrow opening of the chorus, which will give freedom. Release. Now do a sigh. And now a very spirited sigh. And now the chord closure mode. And now releasing. Yes. And then go into your singing voice. Yes, good. Work that way. Always remember that when you're singing, it's an extension of reciting. It's not cantare come parlare. Cantare come parlare is about the clarity of tone. That's what it means. It means that a singer sings so clearly that it's almost like he's speaking. But when it comes to vocal technique and initiation of sound, is cantare come recitare. Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Or when you go into and step on into a theater where there's thousands of people in the audience, you don't go, hello everyone, my name is Simerilla Romero. No, nobody will hear you. You go, hello, hi, I hope everyone's having a good time. And when we do that, we naturally open the throat and aspirate. Hello! That's how we get natural resonance. Singing is an extension of that. Hello! Hi! Hi! It's that type of extension. Aha! Aha! And sustaining that. Away from here. In here. One fluid motion. You have a hose. You know what a hose is? You know when you turn on the water?
Yes.
You have a hose
Yes.
of air. And it needs to go through a very narrow point. Yes, but very narrow. In the sound. It needs to be right in that thin precipice between falsetto and full voice. Very nice. Hum it for me. Open door. Breathe. So this sort of feeling, this humming sensation, humming, to feel that buzz. Like hold on the space, yeah. Now open your mouth. Remember, not low larynx, open the